So for our final video on how to hire the right people, we're going to go on how to prepare somebody for the first day on the job. Because getting the right people is not just about the interview and making sure they have the right traits, but to also support them as soon as they get to their desk. Because even if you have the right person with the right experience and they're ready to go, if you don't give them a task or an outline of what they're going to be doing later, they might feel listless and feel less enthusiastic about working at the company. Whereas if you give them support, they'll be able to hit the ground running and be able to show off their skills to you immediately. So, going along with that, you want to know the immediate tasks and results that you will expect out of them. What are they going to be doing day one? And what will you expect out of them within the first week or so? Maybe it'll be a preliminary project to see if they actually do the things that you want them to do or know the things that you want them to know. And then move on to outline the future tasks and results that they will need. What will they be doing on a daily basis? What about at the end of the week? And on a quarterly basis, will they have some kind of report or big project to do? And then yearly, what will they have to do? And then also thinking into the multi-year future, what they might be expected to grow into. Then, having examples of good and bad output is essential to make sure that right when you have them start with their work, you say, this is what we don't want to see. And these are multiple different bad examples, maybe low quality or not enough content. And then make adjustments to that. So you'll have the bad example and then the reviews or the edits to them to make it a good example. And then have a bunch of other good examples from some of your veterans to say, this is what we expect out of you. Then they have a really good example on how to move forward with their immediate tasks. Now, from their future, for their future tasks and results, what will they need to learn? What are the differences between what you expect them to know, right? You bring them in with the experience that they have, and then what are they going to have to learn? And so you want to know what are the resources that you have for them. And it's okay to not have like all this documentation or all these trainers. You don't necessarily need to have that, but you will need to let them know that they're going to have to be a good learner on their own if you don't have that. And that might be a trait that you might want to look for if you don't have all the resources for them to learn about how to excel at the job in the future. You might also want to think about how they can practice something. So instead of throwing them in front of a client in the first week or so, you may want them to be able to role play with some other employees that you have at the company to help them gain speed or get the experience that they need to actually deal with the clients. Then you'll want to know what is the time to competency that you will expect them to learn and practice all this stuff from. And then what happens if they don't get to that competency level? Will you have extra information for them to use? Will you have a boot camp that they can go to really hone their skills? Or will they be let go at that time? And of course, you do need to let them know that if they do not reach that area, they will be let go so that they know that that is something that they are shooting for. And on the opposite of that, when are you going to promote them and how do you know that they should be promoted? Right? The closer that you can get to definitive metrics to judge whether they're doing something, usually right, task-based, not necessarily results-based, because we can't always guarantee results. So say, when are you going to promote them, at what time, and what do they need to be doing in order to promote? And then going back to the traits that we talked about, if they like mentoring, or if they like talking with, if they have strong social skills, you might want to have a Y-shaped promotion track, where they can take one track to be a manager and manage other people that are coming into the company if they really like to be a mentor, or another track where they can gain further mastery into their job and they don't have to have employees underneath them if they don't enjoy mentoring. And both of those are totally fine to have, and in fact giving employees the choice to take one track or another will make them much happier and much more likely to stay. So given these 3 videos, the description, the traits that you're looking for, and what to do day 1 will help you significantly in finding the right people and keeping them at your company.